How Apple company went from startup to tech giant.
A historical peak that Apple Incorporated has never reached again on the public market since then. How did Apple reach such great heights? Let's take a look at the history of this now iconic tech giant. The history of Apple. In 1976, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak founded Apple Computer in their garage. The company's first product was the Apple II. It became popular because it was one of the first personal computers that could be used for word processing and games. In 1986, Jobs lost a power struggle with the board of directors at Apple, so he left the company in 1997. After seeing how successful Apple had become since his departure, Jobs rejoined the company and served as interim CEO until 2000. After several years of losses under then CEO Gil Amelio, Jobs resumed his former post as CEO in 2000. Jobs oversaw great success with releases such as the iMac in 1998, OS X operating system in 2001, iPod music player in 2001 and iTunes digital music software suite in 2003. Apple was founded on April 1, 1976 by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. The two met in high school and bonded over their love of computers. In 1974, they launched their first product together, the primitively designed circuit board known as the Apple I. They sold it for $666.66 apiece and made a profit of $774 per unit. The founding of Apple. Apple is a company that started out with just two founders but has grown exponentially over the years into one of the most influential companies in world history. The early days of Apple. Steve Jobs had a vision for an affordable, personal computer that would be used by everyday people. The company was founded in 1976 and the first product they created was the Apple I. It was essentially a circuit board with a keyboard and some chips on it. They also created the mother of all demos, which is considered one of the most influential demonstrations in history. This video showed how computers were going to become more than just calculators or typewriters and how they could be used for creative projects like music and art programs. In 1977, Steve Jobs, Ronald Wayne, co-founder, Steve Wozniak, co-founder, introduced the world's first commercially successful personal computer called the Apple II. Apple's first product was a computer called the Apple I, which cost $666.66 and sold for $500. The company had offered two models of this computer, one assembled in Steve Jobs' garage and another assembled at a plant in Los Angeles. As of 2018, there are only 6 known models left in the world. How Apple gained value. In 1976, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak founded Apple Computer as a startup company with the intention of selling their handmade computer boards. The first product sold by the company was the single unit for $666.66, which is now preserved in a museum. Over time, it has grown into one of the most iconic and valuable companies in history. In 2012, it became the second largest publicly traded corporation in terms of market capitalization. This remarkable growth was due largely in part to its marketing strategies that made use of advertising campaigns and celebrity endorsements. The popularization of the Apple logo. The logo was designed by Rob Janoff, an art director at advertising firm Regis McKenna Incorporated, and has been used since 1976. Janoff first came up with the idea for the logo while relaxing in his backyard in Palo Alto, California. His son had been eating a red delicious apple and left it on the lawn near a paulownia tree. Apple's annual sales. Apple is one of the most valuable companies in the world with a current market capitalization of $868 billion. The company has been revolutionary, creating products like the iPhone, iPad, and MacBook Pro that have altered how consumers interact with technology. It all started in 1976 when Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak co-founded Apple Computers during their time at Hewlett-Packard. The first product they released was called the Apple I. This desktop computer offered features that had never been seen before, such as a keyboard and monitor built into one unit. It also had no external display capabilities, so it could only be programmed using a terminal or cassette recorder. The future of Apple. Apple has always been at the forefront of innovation, but just like any company, they've had their fair share of challenges. In the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, many questioned what direction Apple was going in and whether or not it would be profitable. Fortunately for us all, the future is bright. There are a lot of exciting things coming down the pipeline with regards to future product releases as well as new technology partnerships. We can't wait to see where it all goes. Are you an Apple lover? Tell me in the comment box. That's all folks, hope you liked this video. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe this channel folks. Share this video and follow us on Instagram, link in description. See you next time.